I was gone for 6 months. Just 6 months. When I came back to my 20-acre plot of inherited land in Arizona, I nearly drove off the road. There, stretching across what used to be untouched desert and private grazing land, stood 30 fully built homes, driveways, porches, cars parked outside. A whole community, built on my land, without my permission. My name's Wyatt, and my grandfather left me this land when he passed. I was away for work overseas, private engineering contract, so I hadn't been around during construction. But this was theft on a massive scale. I drove straight to the county records office. My heart was pounding. Maybe there was a mistake. Maybe I signed something I didn't realize. Nope, the land was still under my name. No transfer, no sale, no lease. Somehow, 30 families were living on illegally constructed homes on property that still legally belonged to me. That night, I returned and parked outside the cul-de-sac. A man in a polo shirt with a clipboard approached. "Can I help you?" "Yeah," I said. "Who are you?" "I'm Brent," he said, "president of this HOA. Can I ask why you're on private property?" I almost laughed. "Private property?" "Yeah, mine." His face twitched. "What?" "I own this land," I said, holding up my ID. "Wyatt M. Lewis. Check the county records." "This entire community? You're all squatting." He smirked. "That's impossible. We bought from Desert Sun Development, LLC. I blinked. "That company doesn't exist on my deed." He scoffed and walked off, muttering something about calling legal. But the next morning, I was at the county assessor's office with a lawyer. We pulled every permit and development file, and what we found was a spider web of forged documents and shady contracts. Desert Sun Development, a shell company, registered just 6 months ago. Its address? A UPS store in Phoenix. The so-called builder had submitted fake permits, bribed a junior zoning clerk, and broke ground while I was overseas. The homeowners had no idea they were being sold homes on stolen land. And now, I had to decide what to do. 30 families were living in homes they bought in good faith, but I owned the land they were built on. Legally, I had every right to evict them all. Some of them were already panicking. One woman came to my truck in tears. "Please, I have kids." We didn't know. We paid everything we had. But others? Entitled. One guy actually threatened to sue me for disrupting the peace of the neighborhood. Another left a nasty letter on my windshield that said, "You weren't using the land anyway. Why not just leave us alone?" My lawyer made it clear. I could go scorched earth or try to find a humane solution. Either way, we had to act fast. Because now, the media had caught wind, and someone from Desert Sun Development was trying to vanish. The story went viral in 3 days. Local news, then state, then national. Arizona man returns to find entire neighborhood built on his land. Reporters camped out at the entrance to the illegal development. Drones flew overhead. Everyone wanted a comment from me, but I stayed quiet. Let the legal team do the talking. The truth? I wasn't just angry, I was furious. Furious that someone forged documents to profit off my inheritance. Furious that an entire HOA was acting like I was the intruder. And now, furious because the developer, Greg Santiago, the man behind Desert Sun Development, had vanished. He drained his business accounts and fled the state. The homes were technically illegal, but the buyers? They had nowhere to go. And yet, some of them still acted like I was the villain. I got threats, handwritten notes shoved under my windshield wipers. "You greedy monster. People have families here." One even said, "Come near my house again and you'll regret it." Regret it? I had every legal right to evict them all, and now I was ready. We filed emergency lawsuits, one against Desert Sun Development, another to begin formal eviction proceedings for all 30 homeowners. But that's when things got wild. One night, while checking the property line near dusk, I noticed motion by the tool shed. A tall man in a ski mask. He was holding a red gas can. Before I could shout, he sprinted off, but not before lighting a small flame and tossing it at the wooden fence along my original ranch house. Boom! Fire flared up instantly. I grabbed the hose and called 911, and thank God the wind was low. The fire department came within 10 minutes. We caught the blaze early. But that was it. I went public the next morning. A live press conference. I stood at the front gate of the illegal development with news cameras rolling. I'm not your enemy, I said. But this community was built on stolen land. That is a fact. And now my property has been set on fire. The next day, 2 people moved out. Then 5 more. By week's end, 10 of the 30 homes were empty, for sale signs up, or U-Hauls in the driveways. Some people just wanted out. They were smart. But the rest? They hired a lawyer and tried to countersue me. They claimed I was profiting off media exposure and deliberately causing stress. That's when I brought out the ace. Remember the bribe zoning clerk? Yeah, he cracked under pressure. Told everything to investigators. The dates of the fake permits, who signed what, and most importantly, a video recording showing Greg Santiago bragging about building the fastest ghost neighborhood in Arizona. That clip hit the news like wildfire. My eviction suits went through fast. Judges ruled in my favor, one by one. By month's end, I had court-ordered possession of every home. And here's what I did next. I sold every structure at auction, home by home. Some were trucked off in pieces. Others bought for parts. I recouped most of the legal fees. The land? Flat again. Now I'm planting mesquite trees. Maybe build a small cabin. But this time I'll be keeping my eye on it. Because if there's one thing I've learned, don't ever leave your land unattended. If you found this story insane, just wait for the next one. New explosive HOA stories drop every day, only on this channel. Subscribe now so you never miss a single twist.